Welcome to Explore Ages, where we investigate the mysteries of time. In the previous episode of this series, Creation of the Universe, according to various religions and mythologies, we explored the creation of the universe with Zoroastrianism. Now in this episode, we are exploring the creation of the universe with the Aboriginal Australian religion and mythology. Aboriginal Australian spirituality and mythology are among the world's oldest, evolving over at least 65,000 years. This rich tradition developed as part of the deep connection between the Aboriginal people and the land they have inhabited since their ancestors first arrived on the Australian continent. These beliefs have been passed down orally through countless generations, adapting to environmental changes and societal needs while maintaining their core spiritual themes. Aboriginal Australian religion and mythology do not have written books like the Bible or the Quran. Instead, their stories and beliefs are shared through spoken stories, songs, and dances. They also use art, like rock carvings and cave paintings, to show Dreamtime stories. Special objects like tools and bark paintings are also important for their spiritual meaning. Before we dive into the creation story, it's important to understand the concept of Dreamtime in Aboriginal Australian mythology. Dreamtime, also called the dreaming, is a sacred and timeless concept that explains how the world came into being and how everything is connected. It's not just a thing of the past, but an eternal state that ties the past, present, and future together. Dreamtime is where the spiritual world and the physical world meet, and it's the foundation of Aboriginal beliefs, cultures, and traditions. In Dreamtime, powerful ancestral beings, who are not fully human or animal but a mix of both, awoke and shaped the world. These beings created the land, the animals, and the people, leaving their spirits in nature. These spirits are still alive in the land today and continue to guide and protect. So Dreamtime isn't just an ancient story. It's an ongoing connection to the land, the ancestors, and the world around us. With this understanding of Dreamtime, let's explore how the world was created according to Aboriginal Australian mythology. We've divided the creation story of the world into several stages to understand how the universe came into being according to Aboriginal Australian mythology. Let's explore each stage one by one. So according to the Aboriginal Australian Aboriginal religion and mythologies, in the first stage, there was nothing, just endless darkness and an empty world. There were no mountains, no rivers, no animals, no plants, nothing at all. This was a time before anything existed, before the earth was even formed. There was silence, and the world waited in a state of potential. This is when Dreamtime began. Dreamtime isn't just a past event, it is an ongoing force that binds everything together, a time when the spiritual and physical worlds were one. It's hard to imagine, but this was a place of pure possibility, where the land and sky were still waiting to be shaped. In the second stage, the ancestral beings began to wake up from their timeless slumber. These beings were unlike anything we know today. They were not fully human, nor fully animal. They were a combination of both, and even more. They could be giants, spirits, or shapeshifters, with the power to create and change the world around them. The moment they awoke, something began to stir in the world. These ancestral beings were powerful, and their movements affected everything. They started to move across the land, and every place they touched was transformed. They had the power to bring life, to create mountains, and to shape rivers. Their actions were not just physical, but spiritual, and they left their mark on the land. In the third stage, the ancestral beings began to shape the earth. As they walked, they created mountains, rivers, and forests with every step. Imagine these beings walking through the land, and as their feet touched the ground, mountains would rise, rivers would flow, and trees would grow from the earth. This is how the land we know today was formed. They used songs and chants, and their voices echoed across the land. The very earth itself was singing with the power of creation. Sacred sites were created as they moved, where the spiritual and physical worlds connected. The people still honor these marks today, as they are not just natural features, but sacred reminders of the beings who walked the earth. In the fourth stage, when the land was shaped, the ancestral beings began to fill it with life. They created animals, plants, and humans. But they didn't just create anything. They carefully placed each living thing in its perfect spot on the earth. Every animal, tree, and plant was designed to fit into the world's balance. They gave humans a special connection to nature through the totem. The totem was an animal or a natural element, like a tree or a mountain, to which each person was connected. This totem guided them and provided spiritual strength. The ancestral beings taught people how to respect their totem and the creatures around them, ensuring the world would remain balanced. In the fifth stage, when after creating life, the ancestral beings did not leave the people to figure things out on their own. They gave humans the laws of life, rules for how to live in harmony with the land, the animals, and each other. These weren't just simple laws, they were sacred instructions for living. The people learned how to care for the earth, respect the animals, and live in peace with nature. They also learned sacred rituals and ceremonies that would help them stay connected to the spirit world and to Dreamtime. These ceremonies were meant to honor the land and the ancestral beings who created it. These teachings are passed down through generations, helping the people to maintain harmony and to keep the balance between the physical and spiritual worlds. In the sixth stage, when once the ancestral beings had completed their work, they did not simply leave. Instead, they transformed into the land itself. Their spirits became one with the mountains, rivers, and sacred places they had created. The land itself was alive with their presence. The ancestral beings did not disappear. They are still there, and their spirits continue to guide the world. The sacred places they left behind are believed to be alive, connected to the spiritual realm, and serve as reminders of the Dreamtime. These places are often visited for ceremonies and are treated with the utmost respect because they carry the spirits of the ancestral beings. And here's the most powerful part in the seventh stage, in which the Dreamtime never ends. It is not a story of the past. It is a living, ongoing force. The ancestral beings are still present in the world today, watching over the people, the land, and the animals. Every action, every thought, and every word we speak is part of Dreamtime, and it continues to shape our world. Dreamtime connects the past, present, and future. It's a cycle that is never broken. What we do today, how we treat the earth, how we care for each other, all contribute to the world's balance. Dreamtime is always with us, guiding us to live in harmony with the world around us. As we've seen, the creation story of the Aboriginal Australian people is not just about how the world came to be, but about how we continue to live in it. Dreamtime is not a past event. It is an ever-present force that shapes our world today. The ancestral beings, through their actions, teachings, and connection to the land, have given us the wisdom to live in harmony with nature and each other. They remind us that everything in the world is sacred: the mountains, the rivers, the animals, and even the air we breathe. As long as we honor the laws and balance they set in place, Dreamtime will continue to guide us, ensuring that the circle of life remains unbroken. The spirit of Dreamtime is alive in all of us, and it is up to each generation to carry this wisdom forward, preserving the balance of the world for the future. The story of creation, then, is not just a story. It's a living truth that connects us all to the land, to the spirits, and to each other. We hope you enjoyed this episode. In the next episode of this series, we'll explore how the universe is created according to Native American religion and mythology. If you found this journey fascinating, please like, comment, and share your thoughts. We want to know what intrigues you about the origins of life and the universe. Don't forget to subscribe to Explore Ages and turn on notifications for deeper dives into the mysteries of time, myth, and history.